internet, my name is Hazel from Hazelnuttygames. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday today. It's not Saturday, it's not Friday. Today's Tuesday, but it has been a while since I've had everything together to get a vlog done, so I figured we should catch up. Streams and vlogs have been a little sketchy for the last, like, week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, I don't really remember. I'm just coming off of some medical and dental stuff. I should be fine now. I should be fine. I have that really awkward, scratchy throat feeling that you get when you're about to get a cold, but I've been here before, and I have a plan. My plan is going to be to drown it in green tea, herbal tea, a good amount of rest, and eating healthy food. And generally, if I don't, like, stress myself out too much, then that'll actually do it, and I won't get sick. So I'm not going to get sick, and everything should be back to normal. I am planning on streaming this evening at 8 p.m. as is per schedule, and everything should be back on track, assuming I don't get sick. If I get a cold, I'm not going to be doing too much until that goes away, but I'm not going to get a cold because I don't get sick. I'm good. Wow, there's not a whole lot to say. We had, obviously, 6.2. And now we're kind of in that spot where I've finished the Tanan dailies. I got exalted with all 3 of the Tanan reps, so I have my little Blazing Firehawk pet. I have my Perma rune for raiding, like my Focus Augment rune that does not go away when I use it, which is excellent. And what did I get from the Saber Stalkers? Oh yeah, the chance to buy a pet for 1,500 claws that I do not want to farm. So yeah, I'm exalted with all 3 of those reps, so I'm technically done with Tanan now. So now it's kind of this waiting period where I'm kind of sitting back and waiting for 6.2.1, which is adding some more stuff. I'm doing some PvP. Obviously, we're raiding every week. We are now 12 of 13 normal. I was about to say mythic. We're not 12 of 13 mythic. We're 12 of 13 normal. And I know we're getting into heroics, I think, this week because we're going to be skipping the first couple bosses on as soon as we can get Archimond. Yes, as soon as we can get Archimond down. For a second I was like, I can see the demon guy. What's his name again? Alright, as soon as we get him down on normal, we're going to be jumping right into heroics. So rating's good. We're doing some arena, and aside from that, just kind of waiting for news in WoW. I feel like I'm really hoping they tell us something at Gamescom this year. That is, I believe, August at some point, like the second week of August-ish. Don't quote me on that, but I'm really hoping we hear something from them on Gamescom. It'll be kind of awkward if there is no news on what's coming next until November at BlizzCon. That's going to be a bit of a wait, but you know, we'll do what we gotta do. And worst comes to worst, and I get super duper bored. I mean, I never unsub from WoW, but occasionally I will sort of scale things back to the basics of a couple dailies and logging into raid, and then I'll get into a different game. Last year it was Dark Souls. I know I've been meaning to touch up on Don't Starve again, and then there's more Dark Souls stuff. There's Scholar of the First Sin came out a while ago, which I haven't done yet, which is basically just a it's Dark Souls 2, but they've it's hard to say, it's hard to explain. It's like an expansion pack that moves around all the mobs in the base game so that all the things that you knew were in places are now in different places and ready to ambush you and murder you. So that sounds like a great time. I'll probably just look into a couple of other games, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm having a hard time convincing myself in WoW. Like, when 6.2 came out, I temporarily stopped doing my Menagerie daily on all 9 of my level 100 characters, because I figure, you know, I'm doing these Tanan dailies. Those take, you know, a good 45 minutes, at least for me, to do all the Tanan dailies. I don't really want to do all of these pet dailies on top of that, so I'll stop the pet dailies for a little bit while I do Tanan. And now I'm done Tanan, and I'm having a really hard time convincing myself to log into each one of my 9 100s and do that pet daily and then mail all the charms to my main. I do it whenever it's one of the dailies that's really, really quick. Like anything that I can do with a Howl Bomb or a Nexus Whelpling, I'll do, but if it's like Deep's Tyrian Puzzle, I'm just not touching that. I can't make myself do it. Hopefully I can get back on that because not all of my pets are level 100, or level 100, not all of my pets are level 25 yet. And the fastest way for me to do that is to do those dailies and get the pet charms and, you know, buy the thingies. But, man, you burn out after a little while. It just happens. In personal, physical, 3-dimensional life, I haven't been up to anything exciting by normal person standards. However, I have recently gotten, so you guys know that I'm weird about peppers and gardening, and I've got like my little pepper garden in my balcony, and those are doing good. They're all live. They're in reasonably good shape. A bunch of them are budding and flowering now. None of them have started potting up yet, but the heat wave that we've had here in Oregon has slowed them down quite a bit. peppers can live through a good amount of heat, but they do not like it, and they don't really grow, and also too much heat will make the pollen sterile. So no peppers yet, but they're doing fine. And recently, in the last, like, how long has it been, like 3 weeks? I have gotten weirdly obsessed with succulent plants. You know, like cacti, except I haven't gotten any of the spiky ones because I know if I get myself a plant that has sharp edges on it, at some point I will hurt myself with it. It's not even a question. It's gonna happen. So I haven't gotten any like spiky cacti, but I've been adopting succulent plants. I've been buying them from nurseries and doing a lot of research because that's what I do. I mean, I got a book and doing some internet research and like how to keep them happy and how to grow them, how to propagate them, which is really exciting. So I've got a bunch of succulents living on my balcony. I've got 1 or 2 on my windowsill that weren't really happy in the balcony because it was just too much sun out there. And then I've been with succulent plants like jade plants and, you know, other there's a whole bunch there's a lot of them. But many of them you can propagate them with a leaf. Like if there's a leaf that's broken off from the stem of a succulent plant, right at the stem, and then you let it dry for a few days, then you sit it on top of some soil and you mist it once in a while. They can grow new roots and then a little baby plant at the tip of that leaf, which will then get bigger and draw nutrients from the leaf until the leaf falls off and you've got yourself a little baby plant. And that just sounds like the cutest project ever. So I've got some leaves that are busy doing that on my windowsill right now. And I have the little tiniest babyest plant boob that I just love to bits. And I'm gonna be really sad if it dies. Like I have a bunch of them, but the one that spreaded first is like my baby. And it's a very exciting hobby. I would recommend it to anybody looking to get into some low maintenance hobby plants because you don't need to water them very often. In the summer, these things take like water maybe once a week, and then in the winter you want to water them like almost never, like every month or 2 months or whatever. But anyways, I've gone plant crazy in another direction. I need to stop collecting them because I need to be mindful of what I can fit on my windowsills in the winter because they will need to come inside for the winter. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. And I guess spending time in WoW, aside from the raiding, I have been getting really excited about Warlord Season 2. I know there's not all that many players off the ladder, or left in the ladder. A number of people that I did arena with last season have mysteriously disappeared, presumably until WoW PvP is in a better state. But it's not the worst. It might be the worst it's ever been. I don't really have a good sense of scale on those kind of things, but I'm still having fun. And I have been having a lot of fun. Like last weekend on Saturday, I watched the... Actually, I caught the VOD after the fact, but I watched the North American... Was it North American? The tournament qualifiers for the BlizzCon arena tournament. Those are always really exciting to watch, and I'm super jazzed to continue following that as we narrow down towards BlizzCon, and then of course BlizzCon matches are always super exciting, but I've never watched the whole journey before. I always watch BlizzCon Arena, but I never watched like all the qualifiers leading up to it, so I'm like making an event of it this year. It's really fun. And every time I watch it, it super jazzes me to go practice and play some games and PvP and get better, which I don't usually end up getting better, but I always log in and play and have fun, so that's the point. That's the point. The only other new thing in WoW is that cat pets, it's been discovered. Battle pets, mind you, not the combat pets. Although maybe the combat pets, I haven't tried it. But cat battle pets. In 6.2, if you target your pet, your cat pet, harder to say than it looks. If you target your cat pet and then you /sit, your cat will hop into your lap and then like lay down in your lap. And it was the cutest thing that I almost cried when I first saw it because it's just so sweet. And I tried it on like all of my cat pets, and then I immediately logged off WoW and went to cuddle my real life fluffy cat because cats. So that's been my like week or two. I will be back on Friday with another vlog. There may not be a whole lot of news, but you know, we're gonna make some news. And I want to get back into the rhythm and the habit of answering questions on these vlogs again. It's been a couple weeks since we've done that because I've been covering some news, but now that we are back into our wonderful plateau-y WoW life, I am super open to questions. So if you have a question you would like answered on a Saturday vlog, leave it as a comment on the most recent vlog. In this case, this one, I looked back through a couple of vlogs and I couldn't pick out any questions I missed. I may have missed some. If you asked a question that didn't get answered, just ask it again. And I'll get back into talking about those in future vlogs. So I hope you guys had an awesome week. I am sorry that I have not been super consistent. Some stuff has been going on, and also I am a giant flake. It's true. I can't even deny it. Streams, I have a stream schedule. I do my best to keep to it, but it turns out my best is a little bit on the flaky side. But hey, we still make it happen, and it's still a great time. So have a wonderful day. have a wonderful, wonderful day.